a kick-off event of International Baltic Sea Day. And as we all know, that will be the 6th Baltic Sea Day ever. And I've been on board now on the 3 Baltic Sea Days, and I can happily announce that it's evolving and growing and new ideas all the time. So there must be something in the idea of celebrating the Baltic Sea Day. And I'm very happy to have you all here today. And of course, the aim is that we will be having this year the biggest, the most beautiful, the most exciting Baltic Sea Day ever. And glad to have you on board. So now, Maija, I will give it over to you, and please go through the agenda and kind of all the other things that we will be doing today. And thank you everybody for participating and speaking, all of the partners who will be speaking today. And we are then in the end of this event, we will be answering questions if you want to. Thank you.
Thank you, Elina, and welcome on my behalf. My name is Maija Soljanlahti, and I work for your Nurminen Foundation and for the Baltic Sea Day. Today we have a very interesting agenda. I think we are hearing voices from Sweden, from Helene, Isander and Ville Engberg. We are hearing sounds from Finland, from Roosa Mikkola, and Hannele Valkeeniemi is actually speaking to us from Estonia, as well as Mihhail Jevdokimov, from city of Tallinn, and then in the end, Frida Sande from the company Neste. And I really hope that you get inspired and you get new information from all of us who are presenting today. And please do not hesitate to ask questions right on chat or then also raise a hand. I would like to know in the beginning, where are you all at this moment? So if that would be possible, so that people would put their cameras either on or then wave the hand from lifting the hand button when I announce your country. So first, because this is the easiest for me, I will show you how it's done. If you are from Finland, please wave or raise a hand. Thank you. If you are in Sweden, how do you raise your hand? Yes, at least. Yes, we can see you waving. How about from Estonia? Yes, hello, some familiar faces. Is there someone from Latvia? I don't at least see, but let's see. I will go to the second page. Maybe there's, yes, thank you very much. And from Lithuania? I must say that this Teams is now kind of a new thing to use like this, but happy to have you here. How about from Poland? Yes, hello, hello. Germany? Hello, good to have you, Irene. And then from Denmark? Did I see someone waving from Denmark? I hope so. And then how about someone who is not from any of these countries, from kind of internationally somewhere? Very well, but you are all more than welcome to this event. I hope you will find this also so informative in that sense that you do ask questions if needed. But I will quickly go through the idea of the Baltic Sea Day. I know many of you have participated, but there are many also who have maybe not heard this slideshow before. But the Baltic Sea Day is now, as Elina said, celebrated for the 6th time. And it's always on the last Thursday in August. So that's why the date, of course, varies. But we really hope to make the Baltic Sea the #1 topic for one day. We know that sometimes it is the #1 topic in the news, for example, for other reasons than celebrations. But let's hope that this is the day that we will all be happy for our joint sea and we can celebrate it. But it's also a possibility to educate and learn and increase the understanding and interest of the Baltic Sea. We really hope that we can be the great ambassadors for Baltic Sea and give people example how to treat the sea well and give hope so that people will want to join and celebrate and then of course save the Baltic Sea with us. It can be many sorts of things how we want to involve people, and you are in a very important role in this because you know people around you and what their interests are and how would they be kind of lured to hear more about Baltic Sea and celebrate it. Here you can see these hashtags and and you know we have many languages which is spoken around the Baltic Sea, and I hope you can find your language here. If not, please let me know. I am so sorry that I am not that good in languages, so that I would immediately see if there's a spelling mistake or something else, but please let me know if there is. But this is really a joint day for all of us. And why this kind of a new tradition we are trying to put on is that we really want to engage the general public, but also so that we would have a new tradition to celebrate the Baltic Sea. And it's not only restricted, like maybe many of us work for the Baltic Sea ecological state, but also that we would involve all kinds of actors around the Baltic Sea. And since we see that today's the great marketplace or the market square is nowadays social media, we really encourage people to participate and show the #1 topic on social media on the Baltic Sea Day. This is a lot of text, and you will find this all on balticseaday.com or .fi or whatever domains we do have for this event. But just to kind of start from the beginning is that everyone can join in Baltic Sea Day celebrations. A person, a company, all kinds of organizations can join. And it can be as light as you wish, or it can be as enduring as you decide it to be. And that's why we have also collected here these ways of participating, how to get started. I know Roosa will tell more about that, how it's been done last year at least, and maybe some previous years as well. But the thing is to get started with the planning and thinking of what, how, to whom, and what kind of funds or schedule do you have for the Baltic Sea activities. If it's sharing things online on your webpage or on your social media channels, that's a good way to start. Or something small for your employees or your customers, or for someone who you would like to get involved in understanding the Baltic Sea and what can be done for it. Or then take a bigger step, take action. And I know Helene and Ville will be talking more about this, how to have a smaller or then bigger events to be organized. But to participate in the Baltic Sea Day, there is no fee in it. So we are working on it together. But you may, if you want to do some fundraising or something like that, so that's also fine, of course. Already starting from the beginning, we had these 3 key campaigns in a way. So also to lower the step or to make it easy for people to participate, so that we have given ideas and inspiration so that people can either concentrate around food, since by eating we can do also good for the Baltic Sea, or get in touch with water, take the plunge, jump into the water, or then some kind of a cultural event. So take a moment with the Baltic Sea by reading a book, by attending a concert or something like that. Baltic Sea menu, you can find also hints and tips from our website. But as you probably know, it's mostly vegetarian based, and then includes, of course, fish, which is is it now the right word? The responsibility catched fish. And these tips and hints can be given to home cooks or chefs or the ones who are into food, or then through canteens or cafes and restaurants. We have also had joining us a few of these retailers who have given their recipe ideas and delivered them to people, for example. And then taking the plunge, it has also been a very interesting way of participating. Last year, we had these social media influencers, for example, in Finland at 6 o'clock taking the plunge with various toys and having a nice costumes. Even though it was pouring rain, they did want to attend and have fun also in the sea. But this can be something you can challenge your co-workers or even friends, but also all sorts of clubs and associations. And of course, has anything happened unless it has happened on social media? So always sharing your moments, also the plunge moment. Of course, there's always something that we have to remember is that people would be conscious and careful around the open waters, and so that never plunge alone. Baltic Sea moment, as I said, can be various sorts of things. It can be hand crafts, it can be a concert, it can be art exhibition. We have had many ways of different kinds of cultural actors being part, like libraries having a nice view of books which have something to do with the oceans or with the Baltic Sea, having these storytelling sessions and so on. Online on balticseaday.com, we have this more of tips and hints for you to see. As I did say that everyone may join, but of course we have the values for the partnership, so that it is all everything is um, uh, uh, in a ways with the principles of sustainable development. So no trash is, so it's more regenerative of an event than something that someone else has to then clean up after us. And this is something I would like to share with you who are here for maybe for the first time, that we have this with your Nurminen Foundation and these other actors who are now presenting today. So we have this joint group, and where we coordinate in a way this whole idea of the Baltic Sea Day. From your Nurminen Foundation, we are also updating the web page and sharing the different kinds of materials, for example, for social media. We are now updating them, so they are not ready yet. They are, sorry to say, from last year, but they will be ready before summer. And for example, we are doing the international press communication, and we want to raise the awareness, like in a very in every level in that sense. But what we also need in a way from the point of view, so that we would really deliver this to the general public, is that we need local coordination. We have a great example now given today from Sweden, how it's done and how it can be done, and it has been very successfully done. And with the local communication and this, of course, we can also share between countries and between cities these joint online events. So everything of that can also be done. But then what is, I think, in a way, the most important thing is that we do have these local events where everyone may participate, and the active social media, not only by the Instagram account by which is moderated by your Nurminen Foundation, but also so that you deliver these through your own social media accounts and the local communications. But because that is also something we really hope to see, that people can participate even even though they have not participated. So everything in a way is important. And also to encourage so that not everything has to be kind of started from the beginning. But if you have something already that is planned for the end of August, so that you would somehow tie it together with the Baltic Sea Day. We have a perfect and great this kind of an example we will hear from the city of Tallinn how this campaigning can join other campaigns to a bigger campaign. So I think that is something we are really hoping to see in the future, that so it doesn't, something can also be recycled in that sense, but it can be tied to the Baltic Sea in a new, maybe in a new way also, kind of existing activities and getting in contact with existing groups and then moving on. Just a few words from the Baltic Sea Day. What we did last year was that we were celebrating in 6 countries in various ways and in a way levels, and over 35 cities. We had over 250 partners, which then organized over 180 events. This is really great. We are so thankful, or I would say the Baltic Sea is so thankful for all of these events that were taking place last year. Just a few hints, we will hear more, or glimpses, we will hear more from these later, but really it was most in kind of the biggest events maybe were held in Finland, Sweden and Estonia. And as I said about this great SOS campaign, which we will hear later, connecting all countries and campaigns together. And then what Nurminen Foundation, together with Baltic Sea Challenge, organized this opening ceremony, which was then streamed to other countries, and it could be participated all everywhere. And we held it in English. But let's take the challenge now, because we of course want to show our success, the joint success, so that we would really hope to see the increasing awareness of the Baltic Sea Day starting from this year again. We do follow the social media and website statistics, so that is Nurminen Foundation's job. But this partner index is something we would really hope to see you accounting more. Oh, I have somehow missed a sentence here. And also this city index, so that we would involve even more cities around the Baltic Sea to these actions. And as I said, we had 35 last year, so let's set the goal at least to 40. And then I would like to mention some of the kind of the numbers also from Finland, in order to give you some maybe inspiration, but so that what we have been able to do pro bono together with other actors like shopping malls has been these digital screens that we have been able to use in order for people to understand that it is the Baltic Sea Day. We have also had a very nice joint actions with the biggest newspaper in Finland, Helsingin Sanomat, and then radio show, and then some digital and print campaigns so that people would be aware of the day. And then most of the action on social media was done on Instagram. We have the Baltic Sea Day Instagram account, and there you can, for example, see and deliver and share this video, which is now there, and then it's inviting others to join the Baltic Sea Day as a partner. So if you have possibility to share that video, so please do so. But we did reach over 200,000 Instagram accounts on the Baltic Sea Day last year. And also we were active on media, and this is what we still want to do, but of course you can do it locally, but do it in also in the international level. So that would be then our joint goal. And then I would recommend you to kind of be in touch with us in Finland, in Sweden, in Estonia. We have these people who are ready for your emails or other messages. And if you have hesitation, so who to contact, please contact me or our team through the Baltic Sea Day at jnfoundation.fi. So that's also an email for everyone to share. And then we have the joint web page you can always click on and hopefully find something useful and new for you. And I hope I did emphasize that we are having this LinkedIn group. You can all join there, and that's through what we will also be delivering information to all the partners who are joining. And then I would like to show just a glimpse of photos from last year from Turku, from Åbo. A lot of fun was happening there as well. Thank you for your attention. If someone has a question right now for me, we do have time for that, or then we will continue with Roosa, or if she's online.
Maija,
now. Yes,
there was a question from Irene while
Okay.
you were talking.
Please.
Do you mean me? I'm Irene from the Goethe Institute. I had no question. So
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's one thing that I would like to say, just to emphasize the points, that when Maija is talking about local, it also means local languages. And when we are saying about the international and what the Nurminen Foundation does, that all .coms, that's in English. So that's also a big division that we need your help. So when we are doing, and Maija was saying that we are sharing the content and everything, what we are doing and sharing, that's in the English communication. So, but what we need from you is to concentrate also to the local language and the local communication. So that's just a clarifying thing. That's why the local is also local languages, the languages which is spoken in the country that you are doing the Baltic Sea Day, and then the international level, that will be spoken in English.
Yes, we do have so many languages and cultures around the Baltic Sea, even though we have many things in common, but languages are not something we can share together. Do I see Roosa online? I know.
Yes, I'm
Yes,
here.
I do. Hey, please. Do you want some kind of a picture, or do you have some slides you want to show?
I have some slides
Very good.
actually, and let's see if we will get this functioning and if it's the right ones that I want to show. Yes, do you see it right now?
Yes.
All right, so this is just a short introduction to what you can do on small scale. My name is Roosa Mikkola, and I come from a Finnish Maritime Spatial Planning Cooperation. And I have actually been participating in the Baltic Sea Day, I think 3 times already, but through different organizations. So last summer was the first one with this one. And I will just give you a glimpse of background information because that affects what we did in our last year Baltic Sea Day. We actually represent 8 coastal regions in Finland who are responsible for planning in these areas. And we coordinate that, and we coordinate what they do for maritime spatial planning. And what we then thought of in the little time that we had to use during last year was that we made a small Twitter activation to our partners. So what we did was that we, in advance, before the Baltic Sea Day, tagged our most important partners on Twitter and asked them, so what are you going to do during the Baltic Sea Day? And try to get them activated. But now looking back, we should have done that actually already in advance before and tell them that, hey, we will contact you and please respond and please also do something yourselves during that day. So that was a good lesson learned that we will take into account during this year if we will not manage to make some kind of physical event during that day, and we will still do something online. And what we then during the day did that we first of all used, of course, the Nurminen Foundation ready material that you can see here in the picture and said, hey, it's the Baltic Sea Day. And then in the evening at 6 o'clock, we participated then in the plunge and made these different kind of videos. Sorry, you can only see pictures, but they were then different kind of videos from different regions in Finland that we then showed online. And I think for this year, what we will do, referring also to what Maija said, that you can already use material that you have, is that we are actually launching, or the environmental ministry is launching, a coastal strategy document. And I think we will maybe use the Baltic Sea Day to promote the coastal zone strategy, because it's also all about a healthy Baltic Sea. And it's a good way to tag all our partners, and our partners can tag their partners who are then responsible for also acting on the coastal zone strategy document. So that is what we will probably work with this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Roosa. I think that was a great example that you told, that how can you also involve your partners in that sense and make your kind of your own PR more effective, and hopefully you will also gain from the Baltic Sea Day itself in your agenda. That sounds really great. Thank you, Roosa.
Thank you.
And next we have from Sweden, we have Ville. I suppose Helene, Isander, will you start, or will Ville Engberg start?
I will start.
Okay, very good.
Hello.
I will just put the slides
Perfect.
showing.
Perfect. I can start to introduce myself. My name is Helene Isander, and I am head of communication for the foundation Race for the Baltic in Sweden. And Ville, you might want to.
Yes, and I'm Ville Engberg, and I'm head of communications for the Voice of the Ocean Foundation here in Sweden, as well as Deep Sea Productions, a movie production company doing documentaries, and a shipping vessel company called Mid Ocean. But I'll get back to that eventually.
That's good. Yeah, so basically you could say that our foundation for some time has helped out a bit from a Swedish perspective to coordinate all the Swedish partners. And as of the latest years, we've also gotten great help from Ville's foundation, Voice of the Ocean. So we would like to show you, you can change slide, Maija. So if we start some highlights from this year's celebration, you could say that we have the number of bigger events is growing year by year. So from a couple of them in the biggest cities to more and more events, about 15 of them this summer across the whole country, basically. We could also see tremendous growth in the number of partners. So for this year, we had 70 partners that somehow activated Baltic Sea Day in their channels, and that was actually a 71% growth versus 2022. So it was we were really surprised, and that's the whole idea, that this day should, be automatically celebrated by partners who work with the Baltic Sea. So that's really, and what we did also, me and Ville, was that we had about 30 new partners. So we collected contact information to all these partners and sending them a simple email, basically, that we have saw that they have activated the Baltic Sea Day in their channels, and also invited them for our kickoff for the Swedish partners that we had for, I think it was 2 weeks ago. So that was a little bit of a recruitment activity that we did that paid off, I would say, because few of them called in. So that's was the whole idea. And also, I guess you will send out this presentation afterwards, so you have a link here also if you are interested to see more. We did a movie of some of these 15 events that you can see there on this on the link in the presentation. So yeah, we can change. And we have talked about, or Maija have talked about, like ways to participate. And this is basically another way of looking at it, but it says the same thing. So in Sweden, we have talked a bit about this since it's new partners coming in, and try to simplify, like what, like the mantra that we talk about every time is like, don't invent stuff. Baltic Sea Day, do what you do all the great things you do. Just make sure to like remember to communicate that this day and hashtag. So don't, that's the one thing, and that we are a lot of people who does it. So like try to grow the number of partners. So big, medium, small is like, you can see here, big is obviously you organize an own event or a joint event together with others. And the medium is all these deeds or acts, like that you have a bunch of good examples on the webpage that you mainly maybe do together with co-workers or like friends, etc. More of a closed event, you could say. And the small one that I talked about, that is really important. That do what you do, hashtag it. And we have also said that for the medium and the small events, it's enough that the Swedish partners dial in on like quarterly meetings with the whole big group. And then on the big ones, you have all these events that organize events, they are responsible of setting their own planning and more agile work groups based on the event. So that is how we have structured it. And I think it has worked quite well, because then it's also the big meetings that's quarterly, then it's relevant for all. So the event plan takes place in another forum. Yes, you change.
Yes, and I'd like to talk about the work structure that we built up from last year, and then we try to fine tune it into this year and going forward. But we really emphasize on decentralizing planning of the Baltic Sea Day. As Helene was talking about, we have the bigger events where there are multiple partners, and the medium and smaller. And we really try to emphasize that the Baltic Sea Day also works as a networking space and a communications platform. So for us here in Sweden, we have divided as the same as in Finland with the focus areas. So, and we try to have a contact person for each of the focus areas. So for us in my organization, since we are working with educational material and a lot of the universities, I'm the guy inviting everybody to meetings for us to network and share ideas on how we communicate. And we have for tourism and we have for NGOs. So we really try to build a network here because everyone in this meeting and everyone that we meet have a connection to the ocean and works in some way toward with the Baltic Sea. So we really try to grow organically by spreading the word and see that people are joining. And then we have the quarterly calls. Next one is in June for Sweden, where everybody meets up and shares their success stories on how it's going with the planning of the different events. I mean, big and small. It's as long as you're doing something. And talking about the communications platform, I know from coming from marketing before I came to the foundation that often you are communicating about your business and you need to find angles to communicate about it. And this is a great way to communicate a great message for a great cause. So it's, again, don't invent anything new if you don't have the time, or I mean, if it's not in your schedule, do what you do and you communicate about it, but twist it towards the Baltic Sea. A great example here in Sweden is Stockholm University have something called the Baltic Breakfast once a month, where they invite researchers to talk about their research. And that's usually on a Wednesday, but for this year, they are changing it to a Thursday instead, so they can celebrate the Baltic Sea Day together and not having multiple events. So I mean, this is a great way for us all to both communicate and to network and to share experiences. I know from last year that we have gotten a lot of collaborations with the ones that we partnered with. So, I mean, just join in. It's tremendous fun, and it's a great way. And all the good feedback you get from lifting this topic it's great. I mean, it's that's we can move forward, and I can kind of talk about what we did. So my foundation are working a lot with oceanographic research and education material. So we have the research vessel. So we took that to the closest harbor from us, and then we communicated to the schools in the area that if you want to go on a field visit and see a research vessel and see what it's like working with oceanography and underwater photography, come to the harbor. And then we did a booking schedule on a Google Calendar where the classes could come for a 20-minute tour. And thankfully, the local community was really eager to get in on the Baltic Sea Day. So the ice cream stand said, "Oh, all the kids get free ice cream if they go to the research vessel." And we talked to Hands to Ocean, who does diving cleanup, and they came to the harbor and collected junk from the seabed. So that was a fantastic extra event. And this grew. I mean, everybody that came to our event were really hyped, and the local businesses was really wanted to get into this year. So this year it has grown very, very big. So we're actually starting on the Baltic Sea Day this year, but it's a 4-day event with the local community, the hotels, the harbor. Everybody's joining in because they see the benefit, and they see the greatness in collaborating from different fields and different areas. Also, the month before, I started to call the local press and ask, and just telling them what we were supposed to do. So we got good media coverage, both for the organizations, but mostly for the Baltic Sea Day. So local media could pick up and talk about the Baltic Sea Day. So I would say, both from a networking and a communications side of it, this is a fantastic opportunity to be in, and it doesn't have to cost a lot more than some project managing time. I would also like to say that if you have any questions, reach out to, as Maija said, to Maija or Helene or me. Or, I mean, we're just an email away. So I would like to share the screen back and the microphone to Helene, that she can talk about their event. And I'm really happy to be in this community.
Great, Ville. Yeah, this is another example that we had for this summer, and we call the event Baltic Sea Solutions. And the aim, like you can see here, it was basic to create a meeting place to accelerate innovative and scalable solution for healthy Baltic Sea. So we work quite a lot of partners. We were all in all about 10 that organized this event, and together we invited 100 guests. So it was a closed event in the central of Stockholm, and the day was also divided into 4 different blocks. With the great, keynotes and presentation and panels. It was on blue food, it was on water purification technologies, blue finance, and then we ended the day with a startup pitch sessions. It was 7 or so startups with new techniques for the Baltic Sea, with the pitches and a panel, like what to think about in their pitches. It was a good wrap up of the day. And we also got really good media coverage, for instance, from a national magazine called Dagens Industri. So we are building on this event for this year as well. So the planning has already started. This was some ideas from Sweden.
Thank you, Helene and Ville. Does someone have a short question towards the Swedish way of doing it? And as Ville said, no worries. Please be in contact. Thank you so much for both of you. And then we have Hannele Valkeeniemi online also, and I will stop sharing my screen. Was it so that, Hannele, you have it there on your own computer?
I have, yes. I hope
Yes.
I can take the control. Is it a take control? No.
Just share,
I can
think.
share. Yes,
Yes.
I can share. I wonder what you are seeing now.
Just one
Are you seeing
moment.
my emails?
No, we are not seeing your emails, but we are seeing your screen. So if you would put it on a presentation mode, then we would then see it even bigger and maybe better.
Okay. Läänemeren päivä.
This is very good.
Yeah, is it okay now?
Yes.
Because I'm not sure what you see. We started with the Baltic Sea Day even in 2019, and with good cooperation with the Finnish embassy here in Tallinn. So and the third partner in the very beginning has been the city of Tallinn, which we heard a bit more. And I don't have now here any numbers, because that's one lesson we learned, that in the beginning we made this combining and gathering the information, but then we started with the own, take back this, the own Läänemere päev, which is in Estonian Baltic Sea Day, and try to encourage everyone to write themselves directly to the to this website, and that didn't happen very well. So it means that there have to be some coordinator. So we have to take one step back. But we have organized the cleanup days. We have organized seminars. So long scale and big scale on small scale events. Then this is Siebin. I don't know what is it. Can explain it. It's some kind of a cleaning machine. And then events for children. Last year there was the research vessel here in Tallinn, and we also made Armasta merd. It means that love the sea, with a local musician and celebrity. Now I can maybe give up this. How can I stop this? Stop sharing.
Stop sharing,
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Now it looks good.
In Estonia, the specialty is that here is not the schools are not open yet in October, in August. So it means that it's quite a challenge to get the children and young people in. And another thing is that Estonia is having quite a big World Cleanup Day, which is in September. But last year it was special. We could combine these two, and I think we shall continue with that also in the future. So, as you told before, every country has own specialties, and that's something which is our specialty. And to activate different actors, it's not that easy. And nowadays, I really understand that we have to coordinate more. So it doesn't help that you are just giving them some Facebook page and say that please write down. But I'm very happy that Tallinn is so active and has organized different all kinds of activities, and many departments have been involved. So I'm very glad to give the stage for Mihhail in Tallinn City.
Thank you, Hannele. And please, Mihhail, you had your slides as well.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I will try to share my presentation. I hope it is visible. So I was asked to talk about Baltic Sea Day activities here in Tallinn. And I would like to emphasize that Baltic Sea Days activities are a collective of different activities by different parties, but I will try my best to give the overview on most of them. So last year, Tallinn was European Green Capital, and one of the big projects connected to that activity was Save Our Sea campaign, which were conducted in cooperation with Let's Do It World and City of Helsinki, and also Nurminen Foundation. It started on the 31st of August on the Baltic Sea Day, and it ended up on 16th of September, so on a World Cleanup Day. Actually, all the Baltic Sea Day celebrations were connected to this campaign and were part of this campaign. And the purpose of the campaign was to draw attention to the increasingly critical condition of the Baltic Sea. And it consisted of different events which were conducted in actually 10 different countries and territories, but it also had this information campaign to raise awareness and to actually call people to action and to emphasize why the Baltic Sea and this situation is important. You can see the visuals of this campaign right on your screen right now. And overall, it was very successful. 156,000 participants in 10 different countries, 15,000 in Tallinn, a lot of cities, and about 100 events as well. So when we talk about the Tallinn activities, one of the traditions which we had already for several years is the Baltic Sea Day seminar, which is held on the Baltic Sea Day. And during this seminar, we gathered together top scientists and researchers in order to speak about the problems connected with the Baltic Sea Day. Last year, it was the topic of biodiversity and the factors which affected in the Baltic Sea Day and in the Baltic Sea. And this event, people are able to attend by coming to this event, but this event is also is a live event, and you can watch it through online platform in order to participate in it. One of the big events last year was the Baltic Sea Family Day. It was not held on the same day as the Baltic Sea Day is. It was held on the 2nd of September, and the reason for that was already described. It's very hard to get children together in the beginning or in the late August. So we decided to plan it for the Saturday in order to ensure the bigger attendance of this event by families and children. And one of the biggest key points of this event was the arrival of Aranda research vessel, which you can see here on the picture. It drew a lot of attention and was actually quite popular. Around 700 people visited it despite the rainy weather. And we also invited different partners to provide their activities. Some of them are listed here in the on the screen. Among them, Maritime Museum, Museum of Natural History, Tallinn Tech University, and also Finland embassy with their pop-up embassy were on site and provided different activities to children. Overall, very fun and engaging day. We also had on the Baltic Sea Day beach cleanups. There are several of them, and one I would like probably to emphasize was in Paljassaare, and it was special from the point of view that a lot of high-ranked officials actually attended it. So you can see here the mayor of Tallinn, Mihhail, participating in that activity, and also a deputy mayor of Tallinn also was there. One of the unique kind of exhibitions I would like to emphasize was the exhibition Let's Go to Zero. It is a traveling exhibition which is in September actually was quite popular, and about 10,000 people attended it, and it emphasizes or focuses on the topic of litter and how to solve the problems connected with litter, how litter actually influences the Baltic Sea itself, and what people can do to provide sustainable solutions, how consumption and overconsumption actually also contributes to that particular problem. So this is not the exhausting list of the activities which have been held during the Baltic Sea Day here in Tallinn, but I think it gives the glimpse of what was happening and an overview of what we have done last year. And of course, we are very looking forward to committing and adding more activities this year as well.
Thank you, Mihhail. Very nice pictures, and what we could see also was a very large scale of actions that you were involving all sorts of people, and that is something that's really great. Thank you so much. Does someone have a quick question for Mihhail or Hannele? No, then I will let Frida on stage. She is coming from the company Neste, but you will most probably introduce yourself. So please, Frida, would you like me to share the slides?
Yes, please, if you can.
Yes,
if you can.
I will do that.
So I will focus on presenting.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, as Maija mentioned, my name is Frida Sandam, and I'm here from Neste to talk a little bit about how the Baltic Sea Day can be celebrated together with your employees. So we can go directly to the next slide, and I will start with giving just a little bit of background, as some of you might not know Neste from before. So we are a Finnish company which over the past 10 years has transformed from a local oil refining company to becoming now a global leader in renewable and circular solutions. And at Neste, we want to create a healthier planet for our children. And this, of course, also includes making sure that future generations can also enjoy the Baltic Sea as we can today. And several of our locations have a coastline with the Baltic Sea, and we contribute to the Baltic Sea's well-being through different types of collaboration. So we have, for example, worked together with the Nurminen Foundation in previous years to support the protection of the biodiversity of the sea. And because of this, we have also seen the Baltic Sea Day as a great opportunity to celebrate and honor the Baltic Sea also together with our employees. So if we move forward, I will give you a few examples of the activities we organized last year. So for the Baltic Sea Day celebrations, we wanted to provide many different types of engagement for our employees to just ensure that everyone who wanted to participate also had the opportunity to do so. So one of the activities we organized was related to the Baltic Sea Day commitments. And for this, we actually utilized the Nurminen Foundation's materials and gave examples of how individuals could take action to protect the Baltic Sea. And then we asked our employees and our teams to make their own commitments and think about how they could contribute. So we had employees from all over the organizations who then made their own commitments, and you can see some examples of those commitments here. So we had everything from commitments related to diet and food, and also related to specific activities that these employees could take to do their part for the Baltic Sea. And a nice thing to notice was also that these commitments actually made a lot of employees reflect on their own relationship with the Baltic Sea, which is of course also an important part of the celebrations. And then if we go to the next slide, thanks. We also now have actually for 2 years organized a coastal cleanup for our employees on the actual Baltic Sea Day. So since we introduced a volunteering opportunity for our employees in 2018, cleaning the coastlines has actually been one of the most popular voluntary work activities in many different parts of the world, but also on the shores of the Baltic Sea. And on the Baltic Sea Day, we organized a joint coastal cleanup event in Helsinki, where we had people from different parts of the organization join and clean up trash from the shores. And as this event was only organized in Helsinki, we also encouraged teams in other countries to organize their own voluntary work events and to clean coastal areas near them. And then if we go to the last slide, in addition to these two kind of more central initiatives that we had, we also tried to incorporate a lot of different engagement activities. So for example, we published both internal and external articles around the Baltic Sea and its condition. And we also organized an internal seminar on the Baltic Sea for our employees, where a speaker from the John Nurminen Foundation provided some insights on the state of the sea and the actions that the foundation is taking to preserve its condition. And this session also then gave employees the chance to ask any questions and reflect on Neste's role in protecting the Baltic Sea. And then our personal restaurants in Espoo and Porvoo also serve the Baltic Sea menu, which is of course also a simple way to raise awareness among a broader group of employees. And lastly, Neste has also participated in the Baltic Sea Day plunge for 2 years in a row. So a few of our employees have volunteered and did the plunge in quite cold conditions, but this was then also shared on social media, and you can also find the video in the link in the presentation. So yeah, that was all from me, and a few examples of the things that we did to engage our employees for the Baltic Sea Day last year.
Thank you, Frida. I tried to put it rolling, the video. It's really nice. It's really well done. And I think that your examples are, as I know that you have been kind of with us, with the foundation for many years, so there's a lot of variety. Thank you. And if you have to leave, please do so. We will record, and the recording will be found later then. And then please also, if you have a few minutes more time, then let's keep on discussing for maybe 15 minutes if you have time. But thank you, Frida. That was those are very good examples on how to participate also. Also, if you have a company and a lot of workers around the Baltic Sea, I suppose there is now time for discussion. If you have any questions, please just open your microphone and ask, or if there's something you would like to clarify or more. So please, the floor is now open for the discussion.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me? I'm
Yes.
Maria from Estonia, from Tartu Nature House. Actually, we are coordinating also, and we have partners around the Baltic Sea with the UNESCO Schools Network, the Baltic Sea project, and we really want to engage them more with the Baltic Sea Day this year. So I have a question about like reporting. So you know how many cities or something participate. Is this all done via this English website, or how can we kind of let you know that we're also doing something?
Hannele, could you answer this? So I would say that we are trying to work on the website to work this year. So we have had some technical issues with adding more cities and so on. So it has not been comprehensive, and that has been the lack of the whole web page. So that for customers, like the participants, it has been difficult to understand where to participate if it has been. So in Finland, certain cities, Sweden, altogether, well, Sweden is a big country. So is Estonia. If you live in Tallinn, you don't want to maybe travel to Tartu and so on. So we are working on it. But I suppose, Hannele, you were planning on something in Estonia. Was it so, with some kind of a format?
Yes, we are. We now have to take back a few steps. During some of the last years or in the beginning, we had some kind of feedback page, but now we have to make it again. So it means that certainly there's going to be a page where you can register your event. Of course, we hope that you are going to register in the Läänemere website also, but then by that we can ask also feedback, and feedback is essential because I wrote down how many cities we have, how many actors we have, and how many people have been taking part. So we are working on it. It's going to be.
Thank you, Hannele, and thank you for your question, Maria. And it sounds really wonderful that you are expanding then your happening as well.
Thank you.
Yes, Elina, you have your mic on. Please put your mic on.
Just like to emphasize what Maria, you said, that was a wonderful question, because we really need the statistics. So what's happening and where? So somehow it's more difficult for us here in Finland to collect the data. So that's why we are looking at Hannele and you locally to kind of somebody to coordinate where do things happen and how many people are participate, what kind of events are happening, and then bring the data together country by country. So I know that the Ville and Helene are taking care of Sweden, but hopefully Hannele will work out a system. How do you collect all of that data from Estonia? Because then we know what to improve and how to move forward in the coming years. And it's also important for us at the Nurminen Foundation because of funding. So we need to show some statistics that actually we are succeeding and we are moving forward. So that's why, thank you for the question.
So is there anyone who would like to share their ideas for this year, or something that maybe something inspirational for the others? Is something
Well,
please, Ville, go ahead, and then Hannele.
yes, I can tie into what I earlier said about going from the event last year. You know, it was great for us because we got to meet the end consumer, so to say, about our educational material. We got to meet the pupils and the teachers, and that in itself was very, very rewarding to see that the work we are doing actually is beneficial. But I would say the spin-off effects of getting the local community engaged and getting so many new collaborations, it is a great way to just to grow the awareness of what you are doing. So I would just like to send out that whatever you are doing, it will be great and it will give you ripples on the water. Thanks.
Thanks, Ville. How about you, Hannele? Short, and then we have Joanna here.
I'll try to attach one picture to the chat. I hope it's
Okay.
Can
And
you
I
see
will
it?
also.
It's a
Not yet.
medieval. What is it in
Yes.
English? Coke.
Yes, we see it.
Coke.
Kokki. Mm.
Koki, which has been found in Tallinn, in the front of, actually in the harbor of Tallinn, and it's wonderful piece of old, very old Hanseatic boat, and we are going to organize their open doors day, open doors to the medieval Coke. It's in the front of Maritime Museum at the moment, and it is also a great example of Finnish and Estonian coordination because it's Finnish. What are these? Restauroijat, conservatives are they?
Restoration or
Conservoijat.
conservation.
Yes.
Yes.
Conservation is made by Finns and Estonians together.
Very good. Thank you. And then Joanna, please.
Hi, hello. I'm Joanna from Marine Stewardship Council in Poland, and I was really amazed to see and observe how many different initiatives took place last year. And yeah, I just wanted to share that I'm quite new for this meeting. I was invited by my colleague from Finland. And in Poland, we used to celebrate actually Baltic Protection Day, which took place in March, but I'm really amazed to see so many different things taking part under common umbrella. And we would love to participate. In previous years, we prepared some educational materials and initiative for schools, teachers, encouraging teachers to have a class about Baltic with some awards. I'm not sure how we'll be able to do it this year, but definitely we'll be happy to join with social media communication, sharing some educational materials. So I will be very happy to learn a little bit more how we could do it under common umbrella to make it a common initiative for all the countries.
Very good. I think Ville is the guy for you now, because he has the same kind of agenda as you do. So please email him and put me in the loop as well. And if there's someone else who is into these educational materials and so on, so I think we had some other question here as well. So please. Yes, let's stay in touch in these matters. And of course, it's good that we have different kinds of theme days, and sometimes we think there are too many, and sometimes we think there's not enough attention somewhere, and that's why I think it's important for us to also kind of to make sure that you know that you are allowed to do as suits you best in that sense, so that you will spread the word. If it's tourism time, then it's mostly tourists that you are maybe contacting, or then just making sure that the teachers then later, when the schools again start, so that they know that we have this time to celebrate the Baltic Sea. Very good. Some questions were here on the chat, and they are probably answered. But then I think I will thank you for your participation, and please let's be in touch.